What up, YouTube family? Welcome to SMG. Today I have a Christmas tale from front. Go ahead and hit that like button. Before we get started, man, I want to thank Vince Auto Group for a second donation. Appreciate you, Vince. Today, man, we're going to go to small town Alabama. Athens, Alabama. 1980 something. Me and four of my best friends, Barry, Werner, and Rodney. We all hook up one night. It was during the Christmas break or something like that. 1984. New Year, a couple of days away. We in Athens, Alabama. It's a dry county. So we usually have to drive to the Madison County line to get alcohol. About 20 miles away, 18 miles, something like that. Madison, Huntsville line right there. We get us a little case of beer. We just hanging out, cruising Huntsville, talking, enjoying, young friendship. And I don't know who said it, but somebody said, let's go to the AD. The After Dark was a nightclub in Huntsville back in the day. People used to go to. So we all, I'm pretty tall, so we like, man, let's go just try to get in. I'm a little nervous because I got my grandmother's car and I'm driving for the first time because I usually ride with guys who had cars. I didn't have a car. So it was a change of pace for me to drive sometimes. So, I got to go along with whatever the guys say we going. So we going over to the nightclub. And it's a little early, you know what I mean? And, it's like a bar, so it's just open. And we go checks it out. Nobody really there, to stop us at the door. They just let us in. We go in and, we playing, we trying to play adult. We get in, get to the bar, order some drinks. And we all doing our thing. As ladies is dancing, we doing our thing. We hang out for about a good hour, hanging out, just, doing our thing. I was talking to the bartender, and he was cool, and we was just chilling and shit like that. So we all at the bar, me, Warner, and Barry at the bar. So we was like, where Rodney at? So I asked the bartender, I said, you seen a big guy, yeah, he around that corner in the other room right there with the lady in the red dress. I said, the lady in the red dress. I didn't see her. So we all gets up and about to head over, to check out the lady in the red dress, check out Rodney, check on him, And let me tell y'all about Rodney, right? Rodney is Alabama country as it comes. Alabama country as it comes. Cockstrong, Alabama country as it comes. Y'all know what I mean. Before we head over there to check on Rodney, the bartender also says, I can't remember where I know her from, but I feel like I know her. So we head around in the other room and I see her. Beautiful lady in red. Now, Rodney here just got a leather jacket for Christmas. His pops had bought him. The lady was wearing Rodney's leather jacket over her shoulders. I guess she was a little cold. So we all go over there and we sitting high and whatever, and the lady was talking, but she wasn't really talking to us. She was more just talking to Rodney. I wouldn't say she was being rude, but she didn't really acknowledge us. So, hey, Rodney, so he said he okay, we cool, blah, blah, blah. The interactions or whatever. Nobody shook her hand or nothing. She just sitting there, like, okay. So we all go back to doing our thing. You know what I mean? But all I know is I got Granny's car. I can't be out too late because I ain't trying to mess up the use of the car. So I can't, you know what I mean? This ain't no like we ain't about to be hanging out. I got to get the car in. You know what I mean? So we rounding up, getting ready to go. And Rodney, ready to go, but he going without his jacket. So we all look at each other like, oh my God. Rodney comes, oh man, it's cool. I'm gonna hook up with her tomorrow and get it from her. She just holding it hostage, so I'll make sure she see me tomorrow. So we all like, okay. So we headed back talking. Still got a few beers in the car. We headed back to Athens, driving the 20 miles back to Athens. So Rodney talking, we all talking like who gonna drive up, the next day to go hang out with the girl or whatever. Rodney got a date with the girl. He don't know if he can get his pop's truck or not. So I like, man, I don't know if I can get the car. So Barry got something to do with his girl, and Warner got something to do with his girl. So we don't know how Rodney gonna get up there. You know what I mean? So Rodney called me the next day. He got his pop's truck. Stole, ride with me, please. I said, okay, man. So he comes, right? Now, mind you, we only got the address. Ain't no GPS, nothing like that. So he had to be, she said she lived such and such a place off of whatever. So we find the house finally. We drive up there. It was one of those apartments, but it looked like a motel. With the outside steps going up, shit, two-story. You can walk right up to the door, that kind of apartment. So we walk up, check the address out, walk up to the knock on the door. Nobody answer. Rodney knock on the door again. We hear, who is it? And I forget the young lady, I forget the red juror's name, but I'm just gonna say so-and-so. Oh, how you doing? Is so-and-so here? Rodney says. We hear pause of silence behind the door. Rodney knock on the door again. Excuse me, is so-and-so here? The lady behind the door said, yes, that's my daughter. Is she home? The lady opens the door and look at us. Is this some kind of cruel joke? I'm looking at Rodney, I'm like, oh shit, here it comes. Is this some kind of cruel joke? The lady says again. Oh, how you doing, ma'am? Is so-and-so here? We was hanging out with her last night and she got my jacket. I just came by to pick it up. She said, what? How could you young men come and treat me this and do this to me at my house? I'm like, excuse me, hold on, what is going on? Coming to find out, the lady say, young man, my daughter been dead for 3 years. As a matter of fact, yesterday was her 3rd year anniversary. Of death. Rodney getting all swole up. My pop's gonna kill me. All I want is my jacket. I don't care about you. They going back and forth in the door. in the screen door, blah, blah, blah. Rodney getting so mad, the lady getting mad. The lady say, how did you young men get up here? Rodney dad let us use the truck. It's right here. Well, I don't have a car. Come on, you got to take me. So the lady locks her door, come down, we go down the steps. Lady rides shotgun, we in Rodney's dad's truck. Bloom, 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 right up on the street, about 8 minutes, a couple of turns. We pull up to a cemetery. The lady say, my daughter is buried 1 minute from the entrance of this cemetery. Once you in, I look at Rodney. Rodney is fucking heated. He know he ain't gonna never see that jacket again. So we plays it out. She said, come on, I'll show you. So we like, okay, it's a little daylight, about 5 o'clock, about to be dark a little bit. You know what I mean? So we walking up a nice cemetery, the sidewalk paved, tombstones on both sides, got curves and stuff like that. So we walking. And I'm trying to calm Rodney down and talk to him like, man, just be cool. Let's just see what blah, blah, blah. Oh, dog stole. So, in the midst of all that, I'm trying to, because I see that this dude is mentally, he's not with me right now. So I'm watching the lady, right? And as we walk and I look and I see something around a little curve of the sidewalk on and I'm looking and the lady walking toward what I'm seeing. She walking toward what I'm seeing. I opened my eyes because I was squinching at first, and then I opened my eyes. I looked at Rodney and Rodney opened his eyes. We looked at each other and looked at the tombstone where the lady said her daughter was buried. And Rodney's jacket was hanging on the tombstone. True story. I looked at the lady and said, this was the cruelest joke that y'all could have ever played. Because Rodney is fucking. He went and grabbed his jacket off the tombstone. He slammed the jacket on the ground. He's so mad and distraught. And he's afraid. So I got to grab him and shit. He's strong as a bull. Rodney, calm down. Calm down, Rodney. I'm sorry, I don't understand what is going on. I don't know if it's her friends did a trick on you or something, but my daughter been dead for 3 years. I said, come on, lady, let's take you home. I said, come on. I get Rodney and the lady back in the truck. I got to drive the truck. I never drove a truck before. I got to drive the truck. It was automatic. It was easy, but I had never drove a truck before. Dropped the lady off. Rodney ain't said one word. Rodney ain't said one word. The lady write down her number and give it to me. Told me make sure he's okay. Any questions? Anybody want to ask any, to call her, blah, blah, blah. So the lady was kind of genuine. I pull up to Rodney's home, give him the car key, walk him to the door, set him on the porch, and I walks home. I finally get home. It's late. My grandparents are sleeping. The next morning, I don't know why, I was worried about Rodney. I tried to call, their house. He wasn't answering. Nobody answered the parents. Nobody answered his house number. So I told my grandmother what happened. She said, what? She said, what? I told my grandmother what happened. Her and my grandfather look at each other and don't say nothing. They went in the bedroom and was talking and blah, blah, blah. Now school started back on Monday. When I get to school on Monday, as soon as I get to school, the principal was waiting on me to say, Stover, in my office. I go to the principal's office, I don't know what's going on. But as soon as I get in the principal's office, he take me in the office, he take me in his office and closes his door. The real life Ghostbusters was in his office. The Men in Black was in his office. Man, when I tell you, man, they wired me up to all kind of stuff. They stuck all kind of stuff on me and monitored me and monitored my whatever, my heart rate, everything. All kind of stuff that I don't know nothing about what they were doing to this day. For 3 hours, I'm in there answering the same questions over and over. Rodney didn't show up for school. I don't know what happened. There was rumors that he was in a psychiatric hospital. He got released and his parents moved him from around there. We never seen him again. We never seen him again. We was due to graduate that May, and Rodney was not there. Never seen him again. So some of the Ghostbusters dudes were talking. I was kind of listening. And what I came up with, what it is, if Rodney or any of us would have got in the car or drove in the car with that lady in red, we would have all been dead. The lady had died leaving that nightclub on that day 3 years prior. It was her anniversary. I don't know if you believe in ghosts or you believe what I'm telling you today. This is something about my generation.